So there is a piece of Pokemon merchandise that I know you haven't heard of before. You see, I've yet to see anyone talk about it as it was omitted from the English side of Pokemon. You may be curious as to what it is, but before that, I want to discuss a little something known as the Pokemon anime. Now for English viewers, the anime focuses on Ash and his adventures, and that's it. But in the Japanese versions, no matter the season, there was always something at the end of each episode. For example, with Kanto, that was reading Pokédex entries in a comedic fashion, which was also the same in the X and Y series. But in the earlier seasons, there was something known as Pokemon haikus. Basically, in the Japanese anime, Professor Oak is actually a poet. This has been canon since the very beginning, but has not made its way to the English version of the anime, so if you ever think that Professor Oak's dialogue is a bit weird, because I know especially in the Pokemon anime, I remember in the Sun and Moon, in the English version, there was a moment where Professor Oak was talking, and the Bulbasaur would just seemingly randomly show up, but in the Japanese version it made sense because it was a poem about Bulbasaur. And at the end of each episode from the earlier seasons, Oak would say a poem. But in the Hoenn anime, there was actually something a bit different. You see, Oak would usually read his own poems, but in the season of Hoenn, Japanese viewers would actually be able to send in their own Pokemon poems for Oak to read at the end of an episode, which was a really cool way of including an immersive experience for the audiences, and get them to enjoy the anime and Pokemon even more. Take a look yourself. But what does that have to do with the merchandise that, apparently, you've never heard of before? Well, for each poem a person would send in, they would sometimes, if gotten picked, get a teacup with their poem written on it. I personally love this idea and would have loved to have one. It's basically exclusive merch to each person, and there's only one of each in the world for each poem, which is crazy. Now what I find interesting is that I mentioned English viewers wouldn't know about this. But somehow, I can't either find any info on it in the Japanese side of the internet either. I searched the keywords, but either I get no results, or I just get modern Pokemon teacup merchandise type things coming up. It's quite baffling on how little information there is about it, given how often it appeared in the anime at that. Now apparently, it happened 17 times, meaning it's entirely possible none of them may even exist anymore. Imagining most of the teacups were given to younger people, it's possible that they broke it, lost it, anything is really possible. But it's still interesting to note that there's pretty cool merchandise that basically no one knows about. But either way, if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you like me, you can subscribe. With that said, see you next time. Bye!